Hello, my fellow eggheads. So perhaps you're having a problem with your Windows 10 search bar. Perhaps apps aren't showing up. There are no search results. It's incredibly slow. It's not connecting to the internet. It's doing just in general weird, not correct things, right? So I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot this. So because of this issue has been so prevalent that they've actually created, Microsoft, a reset Windows search PowerShell script because it's giving people so many issues. So how we go ahead and reset and fix the search feature is I'm going to download this little piece of code, and I'm going to open File Explorer, and we're going to take a peek at what you're actually downloading from Microsoft. And this link, there's a link in the description down below to this URL for downloading this. And so anyway, as you can see, it's a little piece of script that they actually use to fix your search bar, which so we're just going to use this little thing that Microsoft made to, well, run some code and fix the issue with the search bar on your computer. That's how severe and prevalent this issue has been. They actually wrote a little piece of code to help fix it. So that kind of gives you an insight of how many people are having this issue. So what I'm going to do is it's going to say reset Windows search bar. I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit run with PowerShell. A little prompt will probably most likely pop up where I'll have to hit yes in order for it to continue. And I'm just going to do it like this, and it will initially most likely give me an error because there's a little bit more, a couple more lines of code we're going to have to run to get it to work. So I'm going to hit run with PowerShell. And then PowerShell is going to open, and it's going to give me this little cannot be loaded because running scripts is disabled. It's disabled for your own safety so you don't go as a user, an everyday user, running things you shouldn't. But we're going to just disable this so that we can run the script that, once again, is from Microsoft. So this is how it recommends running this script. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to see what my current policy is set on my computer by typing in get execution policy, like so. I hit enter. My policy is restricted. Yours might say something different, but for right now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to write this down because we're going to need that later. So mine is restricted. Okay, just like that. I'm going to set that aside. So now I'm going to run another command to change the policy to what Microsoft has needs it to be in order to run that piece of code they gave us. So I'm going to type set execution policy, and it's very important that you get the spelling on this correct. If you find that you run this command and you get an error code, you probably spelled something incorrectly. Say, for example, I had a typo, fixed it, now it says set execution policy correctly. Now I'm going to write -scope current user. Oops, once again, typo, back it up, current user. And then now I'm going to type -execution policy, which is fairly repetitive. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so, and then I'm going to change this from restricted to unrestricted, like so. And so I'm going to check for any sort of typos. Set execution policy looks good. -scope current user, same thing. -execution policy, and the policy I'm setting it to is unrestricted. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit enter. Then it's going to ask me this question right here. Do you want to change the execution policy? I'm going to type in Y for yes, enter, and then it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to open that up back up later, but I'm going to right click on that download. Once again, run with PowerShell. If there's any sort of prompt, say yes. And as you can see, it's resetting Windows search bar. Press any key to continue, enter. Okay, so after that, it should have hopefully resolved the issue with the search bar. And now we're going to, once again, set your policy back to what it was. So we'll leave your computer pretty much the same way it was before, just with a teeny bit of code from Microsoft. So I'm going to write set execution policy once again. And then I'm going to, oh, but I spelled it wrong, so let's go back and fix that. Forgot a U. There we go. And then we're going to do scope. Once again, same scope will be current user. And then dash execution policy, which is a little repetitive, but that's how we do it. And then now that is where that policy we had you record in Notebook comes into play. If yours was set to restricted like mine, we're going to put that on the end of this. Or if it's set to something else, then you're going to put whatever it was set to on the end of this. So it will set it back to that original policy. So restricted. Once again, look for typos. I don't see any. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. Once again, I type in yes. And there we go. And so that